not fair, huffed Mighty in the shed.
What isn't fair? Asked Rusty.
In all passengers trains and goods trains, Mac has always been at the front for the last few weeks.
Well, there's a reasonable explanation for that, said Mac. The coupling on my end's broken, and it saves us having to go to the works.
But still, it's not the same having to watch the front of our train all the time. I deserve to have a good view.
Well, either way, we need to get some sleep.
We're giving holiday makers rides tomorrow, so don't spoil it for them. Mighty didn't care. But then an idea hit him. He spent the night hatching a plan. Because the wharf was becoming busier and busier, the railway needed to find a better crane. Colin and Merrick were sent to the standard gauge railway, while Cranky was sent to the wharf. Cranky preferred the sights, but it didn't change his attitude.
I can't be kept waiting. You need to be more reliable, would be what he'd say each day. It made Luke feel fed up. Why do we have to put up with someone like him? He asked Thomas. If we could put up with him, I'm sure you can. I must warn you though, he's a bit of an eavesdropper. I heard that. Thomas gave Luke a look as if to say, see what I mean?
At Grover's Gate, Mighty Mac were getting ready for their tour of the railway.
Mac was kind to all the passengers,
but Mighty didn't say anything. He was getting ready to put his plan into action. Soon the guard blew his whistle, and Mac started. Mighty deliberately didn't, making it harder for his brother.
Come along, he said, making it clear he didn't know it was Mighty causing this.
They had slowly started to move, when... crack! The coupling snapped, and they left the coach behind.
It didn't take long for Mac to realise what had happened.
Why did you do that? Mighty didn't say anything. He just maintained the smug look on his face. The station master surveyed the snapped coupling.
And then Mac's coupling. We'll do what they did with Bert the Arlesdale engine, but we'll have to do it with Mac's coupling. Then you'll both have to go to the works to have them repaired. So a man got some glue from the shop
and stuck it between Mac's coupling and the coach. It was at this point that Mac realised it was all part of Mighty's plan.
I don't want to do what he did to me, he said to himself. Otherwise I'll get into trouble.
So this time, Mighty Mac left the station with no problems whatsoever.
Meanwhile, at the wharf, Luke was still annoyed with Cranky's behaviour.
He was ready to take some fuel wagons from the munitions factory, but he wanted to get away from Cranky as quickly as possible. So as soon as he was coupled up, he rushed out of the yard and onto the main line.
Luke, stop! Yelled Cranky.
Luke ignored his warning, but then he saw Duke coming towards him. Luke braked as did Duke. Luke backed off the main line.
Phew, that was close. Yes, you should be more careful next time. At first Luke felt upset by this instruction, but then realised how much help Cranky had been. You're right, Cranky, I should have been more careful. I'm sorry I was rude to you earlier. It's just... some of us are annoyed by your attitude sometimes. I'm sorry too, but it's just part of who I am. We just need to get used to it, advised Duke. We wouldn't want you to be crankier than Cranky. And the two engines laughed, while Cranky just chuckled. That evening, Mighty Mac returned from their tour. The Fin Controller was waiting for them at the shed. Well done today, Mac. The passengers were very happy with you. He turned to Mighty. Engineers on my railway work hard no matter what the circumstances. You might think it's enjoyable being at the front, but it's better if you take it in turns from now onwards. I'm sorry, sir. I just wasn't thinking straight. You will each have your couplings replaced, and then you will take it in turns. I hope you're both okay with that. Yes, sir, the two brothers replied happily, and the Fin Controller walked away.